Hi YouTube! Welcome back to another one of my videos. Ready? Say yes. Anyway, in today's video, as you can tell by the title, is me talking about every book I've ever given a 5 stars, and some books that were close to 5 stars. Like this close. Like that close to 5 stars. So yeah, we're gonna get right into this video, because low-key I have a lot of books. Low-key I thought I was like a bit picky with the books I gave 5 stars, but looking at this stack and looking at my Goodreads, it's a lot. So let's get right into that. On this list of 5 stars, I have every single Harry Potter book. I do have every Harry Potter book, but most, like, they're all in different formats. I have 3 hard and 4 paperbacks. So yeah, this whole series for me is a 5 stars. I love every single book. If we just like take away the author separate the art from the artist, these books are everything to me. This like Harry Potter franchise is everything to me. But my favorites from the series, The Goblet of Fire and Half-Blood Prince are, I feel, my favorite books in the series overall, but like every single book to me is a 5 stars. This next book is low-key a 5 stars in my head, but at the time I read it, I gave it like a 4. But I will be rereading it soon this year, and that is The Song of Achilles. At the time I loved this book, and I need to reread. If you are anywhere on booktok, booktube, anywhere you have seen this book, especially like an early booktok, this book is a Greek mythology book about Achilles and Patroclus. Achilles is like the best of all the Greeks. I also have a very I think it's like a 20-minute reading vlog of me reading this book years ago when I first read it. And I gave like all my thoughts and stuff in that video, so you should really go watch that. Even though like this time I really want to annotate. I really do wish I was more into annotating years ago when I first started getting into reading more, because like I feel like this book would have been annotated down, because this book has such good quotes and is so poetic. Like this one gives like, are they lovers? Worse. The next one I have is The Inheritance Games. I do feel if I reread some of these books now, they wouldn't be as high as they are in as in 5 stars, but we're just going based off the feeling that I got when I read them. So yeah, this is The Inheritance Games. When I read this first book, I was in love. I love the concept of this book. Basically, Avery Graham, she's like a poor girl living somewhere, I have no clue, and then this random billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies. She doesn't know him, she knows nothing about him. She dies, and he basically gives her his whole fortune. Billions of dollars just given to this random girl. She doesn't know anything about him, but he gets all, like, he has family, living family who was like, oh, I'm about to get this much, but they got nothing. Next, I have my girl Allie Hazelwood. I have The Love Hypothesis. Don't look at that. I don't like that. I was reading this book in public with no shame because it was that good though. I will eat up an Allie Hazelwood STEMness book every time. And like one of my favorite tropes is fake dating. So a book with fake dating I will eat it up every single time though. So basically this girl, she's a PhD candidate, Olive. She doesn't believe in romance. She doesn't believe in that love relationship. Blah, blah, blah. But her best friend does, and her best friend really wants Olive to get love. She thinks she wants Olive to get the love that she deserves. So basically Olive lies to her and says, yeah, I'm dating, I'm in a relationship, at this like big party, and she goes up and kisses the first man she sees to be like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. And it's none other than Adam Carlson, who is a big hotshot professor who's also an asshole to other like students, you know, but not to me, not in my heart. So yeah, so basically he agrees to keep fake dating her, and you guys know how those stories end. They were fake dating no longer. Next I have Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This was the first book I ever tried to really annotate, but I didn't have tabs. I just used like sticky note little things you can't even see through, so you can't even see the text. But I ate this book up. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. The first one is The Fine Print. I didn't eat that one up as much as I ate this one up. So basically the whole like Dreamland Billionaire, basically there's 3 brothers. This one is Declan, and their grandfather who died gives each and every one of the brothers a task to do so that they can get their inheritance because they're rich. They own like his grandfather owned this like Disneyland type of thing. It's called like Dreamland Billionaires, you know. And Declan's task that he has to do to get his grandfather's inheritance is to get married and have a child. And so he was like in the beginning of the book, he's like finding like these just random women to like get and marry him, but like nobody wants to do it. I don't know why. Nobody wants to do it. So his assistant Iris steps up and she says, "Okay, I'll marry you so that you can get your inheritance." And so Marriage of Convenience is basically fake dating. We're gonna clock that tea. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This book, for its time, was a 5 stars. I don't know if I reread it, if I would give it a 5 stars. I read this like a couple years ago, and it was a 5 stars. But basically, this girl, Pip decides for her final project to reopen this closed case in her town from years ago. Southside killed his girlfriend, Andy Bell, and then killed himself. Pip doesn't think that happened. So she opens it up and she starts going around in the town asking questions, and she soon finds out that this is a little dangerous. Next, I have Ignite Me by Tahari Mafi. This is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series. And this is the only book that I gave a 5 stars in this series because this was the best. Defy Me was really close, but this one takes the cake. Every time I think of Ignite Me, I think of Erin Warner. The next book I have is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Focus. Thank you. So basically, Normal People is a contemporary literary fiction, and this story is about Marianne and Connell and a very intimate portrayal of their evolving relationship spanning from high school all the way into college. I don't know how to explain this book in a way that really encapsulates everything that this book really entails, but to really think this book is really right person, wrong time, like it's the wrong time over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Next, I have Fourth Wing. I loved Fourth Wing. This book was one of my first like romantic-y books that I read, so this is like really up there for me. I have Iron Flame on my shelf back there, ready to be read. Next, I have Six of Crows. Six of Crows was really a close 5, like 4.75. I don't know why I didn't just mark it as a 5 stars. I really don't have a clue, but I just read this a couple months ago and I really loved it. I don't know why I was putting it off for so long from reading it. This is a fantasy novel. So basically this story follows 6 outcasts brought together to pull off this impossible heist, breaking into the impenetrable ice court. Did I say that? Impenetrable? Retrieving a dangerous prisoner. It's very high stakes action, very found family. Like, I love a found family book. That was all the physical books that I've ever given 5 stars that I have like in my physical possession. Now we're gonna talk about all of the books that I don't have physically. The first book I will be talking about that I don't have a physical copy of is one of my favorites, and that is The Maddest Obsession by Danielle Laurie. This book ate down my house boots. This is the second book in the Maid series, which you can read as a standalone. Like, I barely even remember the first book of the Maid series. Like, Christian Alistair, like, he is up there with like book boyfriends. He is like obsessed. I've never read such a book where the man was that obsessed with the girl, like that obsessed. Next, we're talking about one of my like favorite books literally ever. I basically think about this book every day. I don't talk about it often on this channel because it's a fan fiction. I don't have a physical copy of it. And that is Manacled by Sin-Lin Yu. I love that book to the ground, and she just posted, like, basically she's like publishing it but not with the Harry Potter stuff, and called Alchemized, and it's coming out in September, and we've already got like the cover art, the blurb, like the date. I'm like, oh my god. Let me tell you about Manacled. Manacled is a Harry Potter inspired like fanfic. It basically reimagines the wizarding world in this dystopian post-world setting where Voldemort has won. This is a Hermione fanfic. but it's way more than that. It's way more than just a Hermione fanfiction. But it's way more than that. The book is very dark. You should really check the trigger warnings before you... Well, actually, you can't even read it anymore unless you like really deep down into the web. But good thing I have downloaded it on my phone and I can reread whenever I want. But I really can't say you can go read it unless... Because she deleted it off AO3 like at the end of December before the new year, because the book is coming out on September. Next book, which is a book I really recently just read, and that is Red Rising. Is a science fiction book. So basically the protagonist, Darrow, is a red, the lowest caste in the color-coded society that you can get. Reds labor beneath the surface of Mars, mining resources to terraform the planet for future generations. However, Darrow discovers that Mars has already been terraformed, and its people are being exploited to maintain the luxury of the ruling gods. After a devastating loss, Darrow joins a rebellion seeking to overthrow the oppressive regimen. This book beats down. Well, yes. The next book I have is From Luca with Love. This book was so good. This was my first Mariana Zapata book, not my last, but this is like a slow burn romance book centered around figure skating. The book I have is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bottom Young, and this book really was so good. Like, I thinking about it, like there was really no book that made me feel like that. Like it really was like a warm hug. These two people have a one-night stand and she accidentally gets pregnant. Her name is Winifred. Winifred accidentally gets pregnant, and Beau, the one-night stand partner, surprisingly laid a step up to the plate. Wynn finds herself unsure of whether she can handle this new challenge on her own or if she'll need a helping hand. This also has this goes deep into the disability awareness, because Beau, the MC, he has a prosthetic leg. He lost his leg. Winifred, she was born with a deformed little hand. So yeah, I've never really read a book, I don't think, that dealt with disabilities like that. I'm sure this is the last book. That is the Mindfuck series, which I counted as one book because I read it as one thing, you know. This book is really centered around this serial killer named Lana and her boyfriend, an FBI agent, Logan, who is unknowingly investigating her. Lana is a very calculated woman with a very deep, dark past. Deep and dark. She has a vendetta against a corrupt group of very powerful men and is very carefully taking them all down to hell. Logan, the FBI agent, is unknowingly investigating her. They could be together and he'd be like, oh, we just found a body. I gotta go, babe. But really it's her who just killed them. Once you find out why she was killing them, what they did to her and her brother, you will start laughing along with me. Because what? Huh? I still, every time I even think or talk about that book, I'm just like, wow. So really read the trigger warnings, reread that book. Okay, that was it for every book that I've ever given a 5 stars, or some that were very close. So thank you for watching this video. Comment down below if any of these books that I talked about in this video you have given a 5 stars. Let me know. I really want to know. Like, do we have the same book taste? You like totally hit that subscribe button. You should totally like and comment down below. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, I love you. You're my Shayla.